and welcome to June 12th, where we're reading 2 Kings 7, 8, and 9, but we're really starting in the second half of chapter 6 because that's where our story begins. These chapters finish up the war between Israel and Syria, but the war kind of started in the second half of chapter 6. So if you remember, what happens in chapter 6 is Elisha is kind of just spilling the plans of Syria to Israel, to the king of Israel. Even though he's not in the presence of the king of Syria, God is enabling him to just hear everything that the king of Syria is saying. And so he's, giving forewarning to Israel. Israel always has warning until they don't. And this one time, Israel comes up to a siege. Syria comes to besiege Israel's city, Samaria, and it goes pretty badly. Everybody's starving. Everybody's starting to eat each other. It's not a very pleasant situation, and that's where you get started in chapter 7. People are mad at Elisha because he's not helping them out until he says, later tomorrow, you're going to have so much food that you won't have to eat anybody anymore, and actually you'll sell it for a lot less than it's worth. And what happens is over that next night, God comes in, he makes the Syrians hear a sound like they're being invaded by another foreign army, and so they run. They leave everything in the camp, and Israel gets all their supplies for free. Elisha delivers the city again, kind of miraculously. God did the miracle, but Elisha did tell them that it was coming, and of course, he is proved right again. As you get into chapter 8, nothing too much happens. We kind of transition back from Elisha and the prophetic stuff back into the kingship kind of stuff. You see, Elisha has an encounter with the woman of Shunem like he has before several times. You see him have an encounter with Hazael, the general in Syria, who ultimately assassinates the king of Syria, Ben-Hadad, and takes over for him. So he becomes the new king in Syria, just like the word was to Elijah back in 1 Kings 19, interestingly enough. Then you transition back into the kingship. So you have the next king of Judah. His name is Jehoram. He's not great. You have the next king of Judah. His name is Ahaziah. He's not great either. And so you get into chapter 9 and you get Jehu, who is now anointed as Israel's king, also back from 1 Kings 19. And Jehu's job is to go and clear out the house of Ahab, murder all of them, and do it totally and finally. And so chapter 9 is a record of his exploits as he goes out. He murders the current king of Judah because he was Ahab's grandson. He murders the current king of Israel because he was also Ahab's grandson from a different family. He murders Jezebel, which finally, she's the worst wife in history, Ahab's wife. She's dead too. And so he starts killing people, and you'll just see Jehu continue down that road. He's cleansing the land from Ahab's evil, and that continues in chapters 10 and 11. So we'll see you tomorrow, June 13th, reading 2 Kings 10 and 11.